Hello and welcome back to another Stigma Game Review. Today we're going to look at Splinter Cell Conviction, Sam Fisher's latest adventure in convictionness.
Yes.
Now this is a game that we started playing, got a solid halfway through it, and then stopped to play the Halo.
Yeah, the Halo Reach beta came out for multiplayer, and we kind of got sucked into that as well as a few other games. So we got back to it. We like the old Sam Fisher. He has a soft little spot in our heart.
Right. That's tough as nails.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't have a heart, so we lend him a portion of ours.
Right. All right. First category, gameplay. What did you score?
I gave it a 17 out of 20 for the first category of gameplay. I thought, which is high. I gave it a little bit marked down. The cover controls on it were really good, but in a lot of areas it actually kind of hindered you. It's kind of like playing a third-person game, and then the camera angle gets in your way, and you can't do anything. But that's something pretty minor, but it's still, it needed a little bit of a ding. I really liked a lot of the features that they introduced in the game. Like the execute feature, for example, when you're playing, you can highlight, you can tag your enemy. If any of you guys are familiar with some Splinter Cells, you can highlight or tag your targets, and then this game offers the opportunity to push execute. So you come up all stealth mode, and in your Sam Fisher-ness, you pop off 3 guys in a row, and without being detected. And that's a pretty neat little thing. I thought just overall it was real solid. There were a lot of elements to it that I thought were neat. Towards the beginning of the game, you actually have a memory that you flash back to, and then you actually play through that memory. And you get a little bit of backstory of who Sam Fisher was, why he became the hardened person that he is, and the different kind of things. There was a lot of different environments we played in, a lot of buildings, a lot of urban, city, street environments. Just overall, an entertaining game. It kept you thinking, it kept you moving.
Yeah, I agree. Overall, I gave it an 18 out of 20. I thought it was a solid game, good gameplay. I am going to mark it down a little bit for the controls. They were different, and I think that they were appropriately assigned because this isn't a full frontal assault game. This is a stealth game, but I just, over time, they just felt a little bit wrong for the situation. You kept throwing grenades when you didn't mean to, and things like that. I think that, the controls might have been tweaked a little bit better, I thought. But pluses on the guns and the ability to upgrade those guns, and also just the overall stealth of the game, picking people off without full combat was so much fun in this game, and so I gave it an 18 out of 20.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. As far as the replay goes, I gave it another 17. I think that there's a lot of potential with this game. You may or may not be aware there's the full story mode that you can play, and then there's a co-op mode that you can play that's its own side story that blend well together in addition. So you can play online with a buddy, you can be playing through the campaign several times, in my opinion, because there's just an unlimited number of ways that you can beat this. That you can go at it more of a blazing guns or stealth, just doing really whatever you want. The replay value for me is definitely high, so I give it a 17.
Yeah. Replay for me, I gave it another 18 out of 20. Just because you go back and there's countless of those challenges that you can do, different ways to, stealth kills or blow people up, or there's a lot of those things that you can meet, and also the game, it changes every time that you play it.
Right.
If you were totally satisfied with the way that you handled a specific room or group of enemies, you could go back and try it again and meet it from a different approach. So
Sure.
I thought it was a strong replay.
Well, I bet you would like the achievements. I mean, I know that you're into going back and completing the different sub-challenges and things that they have in this game.
Absolutely. I think, on our first playthrough, we did the co-op first, and then we did the single mission, and we got about half the achievements.
Yeah. Well, that's something to note, too. We played it on realistic difficulty, which is, the hardest difficulty or whatever, but so we played through it very thoroughly and got, I think, 22, 21 achievements out of 50.
Right.
So there's tons of things to explore and to try on this one.
Oh yeah.
We played through the co-op mode too.
Right. Yeah. And so we did all those, and so it's a challenging game. It's definitely worth another look, or to really try to beat that. Where did you land on market value?
20, just for the same reasons as replay value. It's just a fantastic game, and you can play it forever and ever. So I think it's definitely worth $60, and definitely worth a used game copy price as well.
Oh, absolutely! It was a fantastically fun game. There were just so many good things about it. So I'm again 20 out of 20. It's worth the full retail price on this.
For sure. What about the story, boss?
The story was good. It was rich. Sam Fisher was after the ghost of his daughter, and trying to figure that out. And he was conflicted, and it was a big conviction that he was in. And it was really good. Ended really well. There was some twists and things that I thought were great. Overall, though, it's just not my particular cup of tea.
Right.
So I was a tad uninterested in it. Kind of like, watching a Bourne Identity movie. It's cool to see him shoot things, but there's so many different aspects of that I just don't.
Yeah. I think the Bourne Identity has proven to be a very boring franchise.
Oh, well, sure. I mean, I like Bourne Identity as much as the next guy, but I'm just saying you watch one of those movies, at least for me, I'm watching those movies and they're saying, oh, well, what about Commander so-and-so?
Right.
And I'm like, who is he and what does he have to do with anything?
Well, here's the bottom line of the story for this game, though. Plot twists, rich story. Honestly, we finished it and, didn't see it coming.
Oh, yeah.
Which doesn't happen a lot.
I totally agree.
And I think the voice acting was done really well. I mean, there's literally 25 minutes of credits at the end of it.
Yeah,
so there's a lot of people.
A lot of people worked on this one. For
sure. And I thought it was really good. For that reason. I don't know if I cut you off. If you want to say anything more about the story, but I gave it a high, a 17 out of 20.
You're 17, and I agree with you. It was a good story. It's just not my particular brand of story, and so I thought it was very good. I liked all of it, but I'm a 15 just because I wasn't up on corporate government espionage.
Bourne Identity, don't worry. As far as originality, there are a few things that they brought to this one that I thought was a good addition to the franchise. They did a cool thing about putting writing on the wall, and I know that's a common phrase, whatever. But so when you get an objective, get to the White House, you'll be playing, and then in your field of view off to the left, maybe on the side of a truck or something, they'll say "Get to the White House," and you can always push the back button, and you'll see your objective just written out right in front of you, which I think was really neat.
Yeah.
They did a lot of projector scenes where you'd see your memories flash by on a projector, just kind of on the wall of the room that you were in. Really, really, really cool. I think that's going to be duplicated in a lot of games in the future. I think you're going to see that a lot. So I thought that was really cool originality. Yeah. What else did you think about the originality?
No, I liked also the wall writing, the tagging people particularly, and the execute that you mentioned. I thought was pretty neat and fun. There was that portion in the game where you had unlimited executes.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun to watch.
Really neat. Yeah. I guess I played that entire portion, so Snare to Rich. They also did a cool thing in combat where it was a last known position. So if you were alerted to the enemy's presence, a silhouette of you would appear where they think that you are, and you were able to sneak around and away from that silhouette and surprise some enemies, as well as some really neat grenades. There was the camera grenade that made noise, and you could explode it when people came.
That was fun.
And you could interrogate.
If you knew, but they're still fun.
Well, yeah, but I just thought that they were done pretty well. And I haven't seen a ton of exploding camera grenade things that I've come across. So you know what? I'm giving it a plus.
All right. What was your score on it?
I am 16 out of 20 for originality.
All right. Your total score then?
87.
All right.
Solid game.
I gave it a 13 out of 20 for the originality, which is fine. It ended up being an 84 in my book, which is another solid game. So we hope you enjoyed this review. Check us out online at stigmagamereview.com and also play this game. So have a good one.